I'm a member of your fraternity and still remain that. But I'm also working with the Shulin University. Welcome to all of you. Uh, since it's got a little late already, so I will not take too much of time. I will introduce you to the respected colleagues that I have with me. Mr. Vivek Atre, most of you are familiar with. He's a former IS officer and now a motivational speaker. He has multiple roles. He's a writer, an author, speaker, and he had remained an excellent IS officer, as you all know. One of the postings was as Deputy Commissioner, Panchkula. Professor Khosla, most of you would know, is the Vice Chancellor of Shulini University. Professor Khosla has also remained Vice Chancellor of Agriculture University, and he founded this university in 2009. At the age of 65, he turned an entrepreneur. Next to him is Colonel Bikram. Colonel Bikram Ahluwalia had worked, he's also recently joined us as Executive Director External Affairs. He has a lot of experience in corporate, including Reliance Strategy, Risk and Regulatory in Russian conglomerate MTS, and he had a stint in Hyatt Hotels, and now he's with us in Shulin. So without taking any more time, I would first request Professor Khosla, Vice Chancellor, to address the meeting.
Colleagues, I think this is my second interaction. Maybe some of you were here last time when Shulin University was introduced. For the benefit of those who are not here, I'm just repeating in a brief. As has been said by Mr. Pabbe, that the university was established or efforts were made to bring it into life. That was in 2009. And normally people say, my colleagues say, how could you do it at that late stage? But now it is past. And when the university was established, we had a very tall mission, and people used to laugh. And that mission was, and still continues, to be among first 200 global universities by 2022. Knowing well that none of the Indian universities is figuring or doesn't stay in that list for a long time, though Indian Institute of Science and some IITs did figure among 200 global universities for a short time, 1 or 2 years, but they now have slipped down to 250 level. I looked at the parameters. I take it as an Olympic game. Indian performance has never been very encouraging. I thought, let me study the parameters and then prepare the agenda for the development of the university. I found that there are 3 systems or most important ranking systems. One is, they call it the Times Higher Education, the D they call it, and the second is the QS, and third is the Shanghai system of ranking higher education. In all these parameters, the allocation to the research ranges from 55 to 60%, or even more than that in times. So it came to me that if I capture research as a parameter, I will be winning the half race. And then the other parameters like innovation in education, placements of the students, employability of the students, the general upkeep of the university, perception, all these things contribute to the remaining 35 to 40% level. It's my pleasure to announce before this House that we have been informed by the International Database Group, which they call it as the SciVal, that Shulin University's research data today is better than the 10 top Indian universities. as per the NIRF ranking, that is the National Institutional Ranking System, NIRF. The government of India is doing it. That is not our. What are the parameters? Though this will form another separate press conference. Today we are here for different, but since the second issue is linked with that, that parameters was normalized field citation index. Second is the international collaboration. Third is the citation index. Fourth is paper published in 1% level of the journals. And fifth is paper published in 10% level of journal. In all the 5 parameters, we are ahead of the Indian average of the Indian 10 best universities. And we in one of the parameter, we are also better than the global universities. So I now strongly believe the underdogs can do also wonders if they change their path. When I was a college student, I read one story from the Bible. हिंदी में सुना देता हूँ, जरा ज़्यादा मज़ा आएगा, तुम सुनाने वाले को भी सुनने वालों को भी। तो पर्शिया और इजिप्ट वाले देश इजराइल वाले शुरू से लड़ते आ रहे हैं और उनकी लड़ाइयाँ होती रहती थी फ्रॉम द thousands of years after the Christ birth. और एक बार 2 राजाओं ने फैसला किया कि लड़ेंगे नहीं। जो पहलवान हमारे पास पर्शिया वालों के पास पहलवान था, बड़ा तकड़ा लंबा चौड़ा, उसका नाम था गोलियत, और जो इसको अगर आपके आदमी ने हरा दिया तो ठीक है, हम शिकस्त मार लेंगे। तो वो इनके पास नहीं था, इजराइल के पास। तो इनके पास फिर कोई नहीं मिल रहा था। एक 11 साल के लड़के ने कहा आई विल डू इट। ही वॉज ए स्लिंगर। स्लिंगर होता है जैसे हमारी गुलेल होती है ना, वैसे शिकार करता था, 100% उसका निशाना था। तो राजा ने सोचा चलो मरना तो है ही है, फिर कह देंगे हमारा तो बच्चा था, कम से कम रेपुटेशन तो नहीं ख़राब होगी। अब वो टाइम आ गया, फौजें खड़ी हैं दोनों तरफ, ढोल धमाके भी बज रहे हैं, और एक तरफ गोलियत अपनी बॉडी में बड़ी बड़ी तलवारें पकड़ के शील्ड लेकर आया, और दूसरी तरफ वो लड़का है, वो उसके हाथ खाली है। तो गोलियत जोर से बोलता है आई विल कट यू इन पीसेस, इज इट ए मॉकरी, यू आर कमिंग हेयर टू डाई। विसल आती है, वो अपना आस्था से चलता है, ये अपना निशाना लगाता है, निशाना जहाँ लगता है और ये बेहोश हो जाता है। गोलियत उसकी तलवार से उसको मार देता है। द स्टोरी इज़ अल्टीमेटली, उसका पर्पज़ यही है बताने का कि अगर किसी ने कुछ नया करना है वो भी कर सकता है। ये ज़रूरी नहीं है कि JNU ने ठेका लिया हुआ है, कोई भी कर सकता है। ये नहीं है अगर शुल्ली ने कर लिया, पर उसने प्लानिंग की तब ये हुआ। अगर उसमें हम कर सकते हैं, वी फील दिस इज़ आवर नेशनल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी। जैसे इंडिया हैज़ द एडवांटेज ऑफ द यंग पॉपुलेशन ऑफ द यूथ, और अगर इंडिया इस पॉपुलेशन का फ़ायदा नहीं उठाता, हाउ बाय मेकिंग देम अप्लायबल, देन ये जो टर्न है 80 साल के बाद दोबारा आएगी इन द पॉपुलेशन स्टैटिस्टिक्स। अगर 8-10 साल हमने कुछ ना किया अपने यूथ को एम्प्लॉयबल बनाने का, वी विल लूज द अपॉर्चुनिटी। चाइना हैज़ डन इट, बट वी आर स्टिल, बट समबडी हैज़ टू मेक द बिगनिंग। शुल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी ने सोचा हम अपने ग्रेजुएट्स को 100% एम्प्लॉयबल बनाएंगे। ये बड़ा टाल प्रॉमिस है, लगता बड़ा अजीब है, करेंगे नहीं करेंगे, उतना ही अजीब है। जिस वक्त मुझे लोग कहते थे डॉक्टर खोसला तुम कैसे कहते हो कि तुम अपनी शुल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी को रिसर्च में आगे ले आओगे, मैं सुनता रहता था। और हमने इसलिए ये किया कि हम करेंगे। 5 चीज़ों पे वो डिपेंड करती है। व्हाट इज दैट, व्हाट आर दोज? द लुक एंड फील ऑफ द कैंडिडेट, द पर्सन। सेकंड इज हिज कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स बोथ इन हिंदी एंड इंग्लिश। थर्ड इज देयर जनरल नॉलेज। फोर्थ इज द टेक्निकल सब्जेक्ट, एंड फिफ्थ इज देयर मैनेजरियल एस्पेक्ट, कॉम्पिटेंस। 5 चीज़ें, 5 गुर अगर उसको सिखा दें, और कोई रीज़न नहीं है कि हम अपने मिशन में सक्सेसफुल नहीं हो सकते। ये हमारे 100 हो गए, बाकी डिटेल में तो ये लोग बताएंगे। 30 हम कहते हैं कि हम अच्छी नौकरियां उनको कंपनियों को बुलाएंगे। तो यही मैं कहना चाहता हूँ, वी बिलीव इन चैलेंज, एंड जो आज की जो है 130 मिशन वो उसी मुद्दे के लिए है। तो शुल्ली यूनिवर्सिटीज़ फॉर द सर्विस ऑफ द पीपल, एंड वी बिलीव एनीबॉडी कैन डू इट, एंड ऑब्वियसली शुल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी विल बी डूइंग इट। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Thank you, Professor Khosla, Mr. Pabbi, Vikram. Friends, Professor Khosla gave you his vision, and the reason why I am here is that I am excited about this vision. And the fact that research is something which is being laid emphasis on in such a big manner, such a key area of our society is being neglected in most institutions in India. Indian educational institutions are known for lack of emphasis on research. Very few PhDs, very few research scholars, very little time spent on actual study and research which can lead to breakthroughs in various subjects. That is why we don't have more Nobel laureates than we should. India has a few Nobel laureates, but not enough. We do not focus on research in our universities, and that is one of the refreshing, different things about Sholini University, which I found. So basically, you will agree with me that life and education is not about numbers. It is about quality. A school, a college, a university, a corporate department, a government department. What is important is the quality of service, the quality of education, the quality of experience. So if you focus on that quality, if you spend time, like for example a university spends time in honing or developing the innovative skills of the students, thinking ability. In our education system, what typically happens is marks, numbers, prepare by rote learning. That is something which is the bane. So if a university is thinking differently, then I am very happy to be involved in helping to further that cause. One of the things that I have also been speaking, Professor Khosla will also emphasize, is the need for closer interaction between industry and education. Who is the ultimate end user of the product of the education system? What is the product? It is the youth who is coming out of the university. The end user is the industry or the system. That system has to have an interest in that student from the time when the student enrolls in the university. When the time from day one, let's say, year 1, year 2, year 3, whatever the duration. So if the industry says at the end of the education period of that youth that this person is not employable, we can't do anything with this person, then there is a lack of interest among the industry also. They should have taken interest. If you are looking at students who are employable, then the industry should take interest on campus. And that is something which I have been working on, Sholini University believes, and that is something which will go a long way in making the students employable.